I'm not the disc golf guy, but stay tuned for the.
We are over here on hole number 10. Patrick Brown is on the tee and he is going for the green for the eagle. And he's got the distance. The question is if he's in bounds or not. And the moan of the gallery tells you no, he is not in bounds. Paul McBeth is teeing off here. He's going to need for that just to get hyzer up. And it's coming in nicely. It might have too much. And he is on the line, or just inside it, I should say. Paul McBeth is safe and has the chance for the eagle too. JohnE McCray going for the layup shot over to the left-hand side. Your right, my left. Will Schusterick will certainly be going for the green here. He has more than enough distance to reach this pin. And he is coming in straight at us. That's looking like a gorgeous shot. And sure enough, it actually kicks up off and gets up and rolls. He's going to have a look at eagle too. Patrick Brown is at the drop zone after going OB by just a matter of feet. And he's thrown a perfect shot. And if he can tap that in, which I expect he will, he'll be able to save a par 4. JohnE McCray coming in after the layup, and he comes in short. However, he skips over the line, and I think we're going to see a green flag here. Oh, it is so close. And the crowd loves it. It looks like a green flag for JohnE McCray. Paul McBeth makes good, and the crowd erupts. A beautiful putt from 36 feet. McBeth for the eagle too. Schusterick's shot is off the rim, and this possibly could get out of bounds. It's going to stop though, and it does. That is not a good break for Will Schusterick. Schusterick's putt from 36 feet is just off the front of the rim. And JohnE McCray's putt is up, and that also rolls after hitting solid chain. That was McCray for birdie 3. He'll be left with about 24 feet for his par 4 now. And McCray will take a par 4, as does Will Schusterick. And Patrick Brown will have a very short tap in for his penalty par 4. McBeth gaining 2 strokes on the entire leader card. We're here with the back 9 action. 2014 United States Disc Golf Championships. And Paul McBeth throws a drive off to the right-hand side. He's looking for that to finish left. That's going to likely be... that looks to be in bounds. This was Paul's nemesis yesterday, as everyone talked about this hole. with a chair that was in the inbounds area and was in Paul McBeth's run-up. This hole will forever be talked about as the chair hole. PBrown going deep here off the tee. And JohnE McCray going for the huge air shot. He's looking for it to sit down. And the gallery loves it. JohnE McCray holding nothing back here on the tee on 11. And Schusterick's drive is finishing hard left. And there's just going to be too much on it. That's going to be a red flag for Schusterick. PBrown going with a forehand. That's going to fight the right side, and it just skips up and stops for him. JohnE McCray going low and left, and he gets the green flag. Schusterick shot. He's waiting on a flag, and he gets the green. And McBeth with a beautiful looking forehand needs to just skip up and get to the right. And he might be a little bit short. It's getting up and rolling on him. He's going to be left with a putt for birdie 3. And he releases it low, and it's going to work, but Patrick was looking for a little more height there. JohnE McCray makes good on the birdie 3. The crowd likes it. He's got a little extra pep in his step. McBeth is sitting with 22 feet uphill for his birdie 3. And McBeth also makes good. He's going to gain at least 2 strokes from the rest of the card besides JohnE McCray. And both Brown and Schusterick had gone out of bounds and will card bogey 5s. We have moved over here to the first of 2 Coliseum holes. Paul McBeth is on the tee after carding an eagle on 10 and a birdie on number 11. Paul also struggled with this hole yesterday as he was caught behind the hay bales on his first shot. And today he made up for it and then some. That was one of the furthest throws we've seen on this hole this entire week. This hole measures in at 901 feet. It's considered a par 4. JohnE McCray with a birdie on the last hole. And he finds himself down in the lower swell here on this sloped fairway. Third on the tee here is Will Schusterick. Will's looking for that to get left. There's the hay bales I referenced earlier, and that's actually a very good position for Will to be able to attack the green. From the black mat you just saw, that is considered the drop zone. I believe that is 350 feet from there to the pin. It is slightly uphill from that drop zone. Here's Patrick's, which looks to be turning over. And there's going to be a official rule determination here. We're looking at, looks like it is going to be, I'm guessing, called safe. I don't know of any other reason from here. It looks like it is in bounds. And I'm sure we'll be with you in a moment to let you know what's going on. And Patrick Brown has approached his lie. He's looking at it closely. And it seems as if, I'm not sure if he was going for the foot stomp. However, Patrick seemed to nail it perfectly with his heel. He will move over to the drop zone. All right, we have moved over here to JohnE McCray throwing his second shot. JohnE is definitely being aggressive, and it looks like he's off on the left-hand side. And Patrick Brown is in bounds. It must be close, as it was a delayed reaction. Will Schusterick seems to be about the same distance from the pin as the drop zone, which again measures in at 350 feet. And his shot is finishing left. And he gets the green flag. And Paul McBeth struggled on this hole yesterday. However, he's making up for it here today. Paul went 7-8 on the last two holes today. Now he's looking to possibly go 3-3. McCray's putt from 100 feet is up and nicely nestled right under the pin. Schusterick's third shot is up and just to the left. Patrick Brown makes good on his putt. We'll save that for a bogey 5. After Patrick's putt for bogey 4. And albeit high, Schusterick makes good on his par. And with the nicest park job anywhere on a 901 foot hole, Paul McBeth in for birdie 3. And as so many of you already know, if you know anything about USDGC or Winthrop University, you know this is the most daunting hole on the course. Hole number 13, 888. Paul's going out for the wide hyzer, and that's going to need to get left. And it is not going to find its way in bounds. The crowd was calling for it. It's just not going to happen. It stalled out too much in the end of its flight. Is ready to throw again. Last year this hole crushed Nate Doss's hopes of going after the title, as he could not find himself in bounds after a few throws. And again, Paul now is on the left hand side. He is out of bounds, however that is considered a hazard, so he will be able to take it from that exact spot with penalty. He is lying 4 here on 888. Realistically, the best he's going to be able to manage is a 7 if he plays it out perfectly from there. JohnE McCray struggled yesterday on this hole, giving up more than a handful of strokes to the rest of his card. And he has thrown a roller, and like his third shot yesterday, that does not come back inbounds. That will be a hazard for JohnE McCray. He will get that distance. That's how hazards and regular OB are treated differently here on this particular hole. A hazard shot is where you play from that exact spot that it does finish. However, you are assessed a 1 throw penalty. A regular out of bounds shot is played where you were last inbounds or where you previously threw from, which is why Paul had to re-tee after going OB the first time. This is Schusterick's shot coming through. If that sits down, he's going to be happy with it. And it does. Schusterick has an opportunity here to pick a few strokes up on McBeth and possibly McCray. PBrown has struggled as of recently since picking up the action on 10, 11, and 12. He was over par on all 3 of those holes. And he is coming in nicely. And he is just a few feet in front of Will Schusterick. There's your tee shots on 888. Both JohnE McCray and Will Schusterick have thrown their approach shots. And now we see Paul McBeth going for the green here. And he is definitely getting on. And he's going to be left with the putt. He's trying to make up for those 2 errant drives. PBrown just watched Paul McBeth throw onto the green. And Patrick's shot is coming through. However, oh, he hits off the tree and then gets up and rolls and squabbles, and it looks like that is going to be out of bounds. Will Schusterick going for the green as well here, and he's gone up and over it, and he's on the left hand side. JohnE McCray going out and over, and it skips off the road, and the huge gallery loves it. JohnE McCray is on the green, looking to save that par 5. PBrown going with a low skip shot, and it skips very nicely off the. Looks like it is a bit deep. Patrick throwing a similar shot, just a bit shorter.
Stay up.
McBeth's putt is just a bit short. And Schusterick makes good on his putt from more than 45 feet. And Patrick makes good as well. McBeth and McCray will tap in. We're going to move over to the second Coliseum hole, hole number 14. Will Schusterick is on the tee here. We're at hole number 14, the second Coliseum hole. Will going with a high hyzer. The wind is pushing that. That's going to need to get down. And somehow that hits a patch and checks up perfectly for Will. He's going to be looking at a possible birdie 2 from less than 25 feet. That could not have gone any better for him. Rarely do we see a disc hit that way on this particular hole in this downward sloping fairway. McCray going with a much lower shot. He's looking for that to...
Get it! Get it!
And McCray is on the green. However, he's going to be left with at least 30 feet, slightly uphill. This is Paul McBeth. McBeth coming in much higher like Will's did.
Spike! Spike!
And as well, in the most bizarre of circumstances, somehow Paul McBeth also stops, which is very uncommon. Again, they usually go down. We hear the gallery saying the exact same thing, that for their shots they came down. And Patrick Brown is short. And Patrick Brown very quickly throws. And just when I had said he's playing for the par 3, Patrick steps up and fires in for the birdie 2. Patrick's going to be happy about that. Just to prove that you are never out and anything can happen out here. And Paul McBeth misses from inside 30 feet. JohnE McCray will have a slightly shorter putt than that. JohnE McCray has extended his lead to 2. And McCray is running off to the next hole. JohnE McCray having a good time with it. And Schusterick's birdie is in. 3 of the 4 competitors birdieing hole number 14. We've moved over here to hole number 15, where Will Schusterick is on the tee. Again, Schusterick, Brown, and McCray all with birdie 2s on hole number 14. The deficit between first and second is now 2 strokes. And Will Schusterick is happy with his effort, as he should be. That is a very nice shot on a nice long throw here on hole number 15's tee. Next to throw here is JohnE McCray. And Johnny's is hanging to the right, however. It has come in nicely, and he's going to be happy with that, even though it clipped on the high side of the tree. Patrick Brown, out of a little frustration, I think stepped up and threw very quickly on that last hole. Patrick has regained his composure and he's going through his normal setup and routine. And Patrick, like we saw yesterday with Paul McBeth, Patrick has thrown it short and left, and I believe he's going to be out of bounds. McBeth yesterday threw a similar shot, however caught a tree and was able to scramble and get up and down and ultimately take a par 4. Patrick, if OB, is not going to have that luxury. This shot is critical for Paul McBeth. And Paul does get a green flag, however, without successfully navigating this entire gap, it's going to be nearly impossible to get up and down and get that birdie 3. Paul is on the left-hand side of the fairway. He's going to attempt a forehand roller. This is a very dangerous shot for Paul to be attempting. This looks like a forehand roller where he's going to be throwing directly over the out of bounds. He's going to need to make sure that he gets all the way past. Otherwise, he'll be throwing from that same spot with a penalty stroke. And he does get out, and it continues to carry, and that was about as good of a shot as Paul could have thrown. He's going to be trying to get up and down and save a par 4 here. And Patrick Brown has a very challenging shot from the left-hand side and does not get a skip. McCray's shot coming up and in, and then gets a little bit of a kick to the left.
Right to the back.
Schusterick catches some tree action on the left-hand side, and he's going to be a little bit short. And McBeth, just like yesterday, has gone just a bit deep. And Brown's third shot is underneath the pin. And Schusterick's putt is up and just left. McBeth hits his line, however, he is just short. McCray's putt just tickles off the chains, however, he's going to have to settle for a par 4 here. Schusterick is in for his par 4. I believe Patrick was also in the OB hazard off the tee, so I think that is in fact for a penalty 5. McBeth will be tapping in and giving a stroke back to McCray. We're moving on. We just have 3 holes to go. 2014 USDGC. After taking the par 4 on hole number 15, Will Schusterick is on the tee. And he is low. And that is not going to carry to the pin. He's more than 75 feet short. As always, you can bet that this tournament could be made or broken upon getting to hole number 17's tee. Almost regardless of what happens here. 17 is really the hole that's going to do it. And Johnny McCray is coming in nicely. And as you can tell, Johnny McCray's got some cheers coming from behind.
It was animated. That's Space Jam done.
That may have even been a putter by Johnny McCray at 391 feet. Putter or mid-range at most. This is PBrown. And Patrick needs that to finish. And he is carried out of bounds. And this is Paul McBeth. We saw him yesterday throw this shot nearly perfectly. He's throwing his red T-bird. Again, that we so famously saw park hole number 2 during the playoff at the World Championships. That's coming in too low. And it gets a little bit of a skip. And he's going to have about 28 to 30 feet if he wants to keep up with Johnny McCray. Schusterick's putt is up and just a bit short. And Brown's putt for par 3 hits the front and rolls almost all the way back to him. He's going to be left with at least 28 feet. If McBeth wants any chance to keep this tight, he's going to have to make this. And in the weirdest of ways, Paul McBeth has missed his putt. And by weirdest, I say that is just very rare. Brown has missed to the right on his second putt. This is going to leave Johnny McCray here for the birdie 2 opportunity. High but in for Johnny McCray. This is his event to win. Schusterick and McBeth will both take par 3s. And we're going to move over to hole number 17.
It's about time.
It's about time, tour.
It's about time, guys. It's about time.
I love the smell of a golf cart in the afternoon. Nothing like a toxic golf cart smell.
Johnny McCray needs to get on this green, and it looks like he has gone just a bit deep here.
Go.
And similar shot, just lighter.
Come on! Go, go.
so good to me.
Stick.
Are you kidding me? Lay it up.
Well, Schusterick looking to get on this green. He's going to need for it to sit down. And it does. Schusterick with some redemption from the final round last year. If Paul McBeth can put this on the green. And we still have a highly contested tournament here. Patrick Brown's shot is going up. That just might go in. And it lands nicely right next to the pin.
Patrick!
And Paul McBeth has just made from outside the circle. And Schusterick's birdie attempt is high left. And JohnE's up putt from the right hand side is wide. And Patrick Brown cards the birdie 2. Hole 17 proving to be as dramatic as ever. Every year this hole can make or break your champion. And this year JohnE McCray is going to come up short with multiple OB strokes, and Paul McBeth capitalizing with the birdie 2. Brown and McBeth with birdie 2s. And we have a tied tournament for McBeth and Schusterick going into the final hole. With a rock off the tee. It gets a little wind bounce and finishes low where he was looking for. And Patrick Brown with a good looking shot. Gets a little bit of a rollout. He'll be just fine from there.
Sorry.
Will Schusterick going with a mid-range turnover, and he's carrying deep. However, it looks like he should be in bounds, and he gets the green flag. He's gonna have some work to do from down there. And after carding a 6 on the previous hole, JohnE McCray. And JohnE throws a monster shot, looking for that to sit down. And he has thrown the best shot you could ask for here on hole number 18. Patrick Brown's shot needs to carry further to the green. Looks like it's coming in hot, however, it is not looking good for Brown. And Paul McBeth's shot looks to be a little bit short. I believe it has caught some trees. That looks like it will be OB. And it has in fact gone out of bounds. Schusterick's shot is up and to the right, and he's in bounds. JohnE McCray's second shot looks very good, and it gets a green flag. It's about time, buddy. Schusterick's shot is up.
Yeah, Will.
And it is. And a perfect approach by Patrick Brown. And McBeth's putt is just short and right. And Will Schusterick has just missed his putt. This is going to go into a playoff. Will playing conservatively, going for the 4. That's all he needed after Paul McBeth went out of bounds. And JohnE McCray finishes it off. Patrick Brown with a solid performance here. And McBeth taps in for his 5, as does Schusterick. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going into extra holes here at the 2014 USDGC.